Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am doing sort of another first rebirthing of the Shooting Cars podcast. I've kind of mixed around and jumped around and done a couple different things with this podcast. Sorry, my throat just got dry all of a sudden. So, if you guys remember, first I had the Let's Talk Mazda podcast, and I rebranded it after a couple episodes because I didn't want to get in trouble with Mazda, stuff like that. So then it turned into the Shooting Cars podcast, and that was kind of whenever I could film a podcast, I would throw it up. And you guys enjoyed it. You guys definitely enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it, and it was all great. This is sort of the third iteration, the third, whatever you want to call it, version of the Shooting Cars podcast. And for now, throughout at least the month of January, I'm going to do a weekly podcast. Monday mornings, that's when I'm going to post these podcasts because I think consistency is important. And definitely for people who listen to podcasts, it's more, consistency is huge. And so I've been really, really bad with consistency over the last podcast because I always waited to interview someone. And so that's not saying that I'm not going to interview people. I'm not going to stop having people on the podcast. But I do want to do a weekly format, so at least there's some sort of podcast each week, whether that's just me talking about what I've been driving, what's been going on, relevant car things, and that sort of stuff. So first of all, happy first video of 2020. I hope you guys are ready for an exciting year because there's a lot of stuff in the works right now. That I'm so excited about. First and foremost, I filmed my first review of 2020 actually on New Year's Day. So I got right back to work. I did a 2010 Chevy Tahoe that'll be coming out the 14th. So I'm going to let a week go by, actually 2 weeks go by in January because I didn't post anything obviously this last week. And no reviews for the next week, because then we're gonna start posting reviews again because I know December and November got so crazy. I posted a review every single day of the month, and I know that kind of got a lot and it kind of filled people's feeds and stuff. Which thank you everyone for watching those. But I understand that was a lot. But going off of that, yeah, I have some interesting stuff. I should be filming at Toyota again tomorrow. We're starting up the dealership reviews again. But my goal for that, and hopefully that comes through, let me know after you watch the Tahoe review once that comes out. I'm trying to get more of my personality through in the reviews. My reviews are very, I don't want to say super factual because they're not the most factual things in the world. There's facts in them, but it's not like ones and zeros, it's not binary, but it's also not, I'm in this weird spot of, I like the facts and I like telling you guys what I feel, but I also want it to be fun and entertaining, and I feel like my reviews have kind of been lacking in that category. And so that's my goal for 2020 is to make more entertaining reviews, make fun of more stuff, make it seem like I'm having as much fun as I'm actually having. I understand I have a horrible resting face, and so sometimes I'm driving and I'm like, the vents over here, like I get real monotone and I get real, straight edged, I guess. And that's not really who I am. If you guys ever watch Caleb or Gingium's, I messed up my own friend's name, Gingium's channel, and you see those videos where I'm screaming, being loud, being obnoxious, those are a little bit more character pieces a little bit, but also like I am sort of a fun, loud person. I definitely have a very bold personality, and so I want that to come through more with my videos, and so especially with my reviews, because those are they are my own personal opinion. They are, a large part of what I do. They're a large part of my passion, and so I really want my personality to kind of shine through with those. So that's my goal for my 2020 reviews, and I hope that kind of comes through. And I have some ideas for new stuff that I want to do with the Toyota videos and Lexus and Chevy, as well as I want to do some updates to Rotary Life. I kind of want to not redo Rotary Life, but I want it to be I want it to be more of like a show rather than a vloggy type update. I there definitely will be vloggy type parts, but I want to have more cinematics, more show like qualities. Like Mythbusters or like shows I grew up watching. And not really Pimp My Ride, but like I don't know. Like I just have this idea in my mind that like I want someone to be watching that like on a TV, through their whatever, doesn't matter. And someone walks in and it's not immediately obvious that it's YouTube. I want it to have a more professional, more honestly Discovery Channel look than what I already have. Ice Mountain, by the way, my favorite water, in case you're wondering. So yeah, definitely Rotary Life. I wanna spruce up. I want to get that. Um, Jeez, this is a horrible first podcast back. My voice is all messed up. I don't really feel great, but that's what is going to have to happen with these podcasts if I'm doing them weekly. So, excuse me one more moment. I'm gonna flood my throat. That's a Rotary joke. So yeah, Rotary Life. I filmed a slight little bit for Rotary Life recently. I did two things to the car. Right before Christmas, I took out the rear locking mechanism. Because if you guys remember, I don't have a key. So sometime soon, I'm going to get a key made based off of the rear lock. I'm going to take it to a locksmith, take it to a shop, something like that, and get that rear lock made off of that, or get a key for the car made off of that lock. Some people say that the rear lock is different than the door lock's an ignition lock. In the red car, I used one key for all four, really. So we're gonna see. We're gonna get a key made and see about that. The other thing that I did, very small thing, but I did. There's a moldy piece of cardboard in the back of the RX-7, so I took that out and put all fresh cardboard in, stuff like that. So I haven't specifically really been working on the RX-7 too much, just because it's been really cold and the holidays are always super, super busy. But yeah, I mean, other than that, the car's been good. I think I figured out what kind of wheel situation I want to do. So I'll have to order tires at some point soon, and stuff like that. But yeah, that's really the update with the RX-7. Haven't really been doing any rotary stuff. I haven't really seen Steen or Adam since about 2 weeks before Christmas. I saw them. They came over and we hung out. But yeah, I haven't been doing too much rotary stuff. Although I do have 2 RX-7 videos that are ready to go up. They're how-to videos, real simple stuff, going up this month. And a third rotary video might be in the works. I have to figure out when I can put that out. But I think I have 2 new items for Mazda memorabilia that I'll be filming hopefully somewhat soon. Again, Mazda memorabilia I want to revamp. I kind of want to restart because it's just me sitting at a table talking about some toys. So I want to add some more cinematics, a little bit more history to it, and add some more fun stuff to that. 2020, I just want to be about just because I like my video style. I personally am a fan of my own videos. I'm pretty happy with them, but I want to make them more entertaining and put more of a personal spin on it, because I don't want someone to look at my channel or see my videos and say I could do that. That sounds super egotistical. Like, I'm not saying that like I'm out here doing what no one else is doing. No, that's not it. But like I don't know. I just want to put my own personal spin and flavor on stuff, because I don't know. I just think that it'll be more fun, and that's part of the reason I want to do this podcast more, is so you guys can kind of get a closer look at who I am as a person. You know what I mean? Like, because there's review Zach, and then there's hanging out Zach. It's 2 very different worlds. Not very, very different, but you know, when I'm reviewing a car, I'm working. That's my job. I am at work. When people ask me, what are you doing? Or, hey, can you hang out at this time and I'm filming? I say, no, I'm at work because this is my job. This is my full time job. And so, I don't know. I just want to add a good personal sort of spin to all of this. So that is the longest intro I can think of for these types of videos and podcasts and stuff like that. These single podcasts, when it's just me talking, I'm going to try to aim for like 30-ish minutes, 30, 45 maybe. Just because I know that I can kind of drabble or dribble on, if you will. And my sub pump is going on in the background. That's going to be a constant when I'm filming down here in the basement. Everything's thawing though here in Chicago. We had a really warm Christmas. I think Christmas got up to 60, maybe 65. And it was really warm. To all the family events, I wore a t-shirt and jeans. Not even a sweatshirt. It was a short sleeve t-shirt. Um, Yeah, it's been oddly warm, but then it just got cold again. Well, today was kind of warm, but yesterday was like 15 or something, so everything froze. Now everything's thawing today, and our sub pump has been running like crazy. For those of you who don't know, because I didn't realize it, like Texas and California, y'all don't have basements. We actually have a water pump, like a car water pump, in our basement that pumps all of the surrounding draining water away from the house so our basement doesn't flood essentially. um yeah, it's weird that like California and stuff, um they don't have basements. That's so weird. I grew up in a basement. That sounds like I was held captive. I I mean, down here we have the TV. We used to have our PlayStation down here. You would play Midnight Club down here. um and actually down here, if you saw the last episode of Rotary Life, um, I'm looking at off camera my windshield, rear window, and side window of Rose, the red RX-7. Both doors I still have. If you guys want doors, if you guys want to buy my doors, buy them please. Message me. I think those are really the only parts I still have for sale. I already sold, but the guy hasn't picked them up. The front bumper and front valence, stuff like that. But yeah. So yeah, 2020 is looking up. Um, I don't know how much car news I want to do on here because I feel like every time every time like big car news comes out, it's covered by bigger channels, and I just don't need to be white noise. However, I will comment on one thing. I'll comment on two things. First thing, the smaller thing I'll comment on is the Mustang Mach-E. I've gotten a couple questions about this from friends and family. What do I think? Doug DeMuro did a great video about it. Go watch that video. It's a smart marketing move by Ford. I hope they transition it to its own name once it gets traction, but we'll see. The second thing, and bigger thing, is the Tesla Cybertruck. This is a vehicle that... Okay, so we kind of have to scroll back here. I have a lot of friends that are in the car world, car industry. People are fans of cars. We go to car meets, we go to the track, all that stuff, and I love my car friends. I also grew up in the church, actually in the church choir. I was a choir kid, which is just, you know, um, but I have a lot of friends who could not care less about cars, who don't care, you know, at all. They don't. If it has four wheels and can get them somewhere, that's cool. They don't even know the name of the car that they drive, blah, blah, blah. That's the sort of friends I'm talking about. And so, I get a lot of questions from car friends, because they're like, oh, have you driven this, have you driven that, blah, blah, blah. I never ever get questions from these non-car friends, my church friends, essentially. I got so many questions from non-car people. What do you think about the Cybertruck? What do you think about the Cybertruck? For instance, I have my friend Julianne. She asked me one night. She's like, "What do you think of the Cybertruck?" And I'm like, we have never talked cars, like, ever. I helped her out one time because her car wouldn't turn on because a penny fell into the automatic shifter, and so the car wouldn't go into park, so the trans wouldn't initiate the park lockout sensor, essentially, so you couldn't turn the car on when it was like in neutral or reverse. I think it was stuck in reverse, actually, maybe neutral, whatever. That's the only time we've ever talked about cars, is she called me and she had an issue. So, like, it was just so weird that I got asked from, like, weird, not weird people, sides of my life that I normally would not think of, would want to talk about that. And so my thoughts on the Cybertruck are, I don't think they're going to make it. I don't think they're going to build it. And solely based off, well, based off a couple things. First of all, I don't think it has, like, legal bumpers. Like, I'm pretty sure you have to have bumpers. And that's leading into my second point, which is the fact that it's supposedly an indestructible shell, right? The actual shell of the truck is supposed to be indestructible. Sure. That's cool. That is cool. The front of it is flat. I mean, like, flat. And so, I don't think that'll fly with pedestrian safety laws. Because if you think about it, an unbreakable, flat, 90-degree surface, so essentially like this, hitting a person who is, let's be honest, very easily breakable. So unbreakable versus breakable, not good. And so, obviously, if you get hit by a semi, if you get hit by a truck, whatever, it's not good, whatever. But that's why we don't have pop-up headlights, is because of pedestrian safety laws. And that's why cars have a little bit of give, the plastic front bumpers and stuff like that. I can't imagine that Tesla will make that truck as it sits, as it was shown off. However, Tesla has been pretty good about building their concept cars, like actually taking the concept and then manufacturing them. So maybe I'm wrong, but I find it very hard to believe that truck will go into production as it is. And also, the other thing that made me mad about it was the fact that everyone was like, oh my, Tesla, made this video, the window cracked when it wasn't supposed to, blah, 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 and then they got, what was it? It was like 40,000 reserves for the truck or some weird thing. Like, maybe it got a lot of reserves. A lot of people reserved a truck. You have to remember, it was $100 to reserve a truck. That's not the full payment. I guarantee you not 100% of those people is going to pay the full asking price of probably like, what, 50, 60 grand? I mean, even I could have reserved a truck, and I'm super broke. Like, that's the thing, is that, like, I got really upset, not really upset, I got pretty upset with, like, Elon Musk was like, oh, 100,000 reserves, or I don't know how many reserves it had. I probably should have researched that, but I'm not going to search for 18 minutes on my phone. But, yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, I don't think it'll end up being made. Although, I do give mad props to Elon Musk for a couple reasons. First of all, he totally outdid the Mustang Mach-E launch, which was essentially aimed at the Tesla Model X. He outshined him. I mean, the Cybertruck was way more talked about. There's no Russian copycat Mustang Mach-E on the highways. If you guys saw that video, some guy built like a scaled down version of the Cybertruck because it's all flat. I mean, it's super easy to make in any CAD software. I'm a thirsty boy tonight. But yeah, I don't know. You know what? I'd love to drive one. I've reviewed 2 Teslas. I absolutely love them. Hopefully, my goal this year is to find a Model 3 to review. I really want to drive one of those. Obviously a Model X, but I don't know why the Model 3 sort of does more for me. But also, getting back to before what I was saying, is that it's going to take forever to come out. the Roadster and the semi-truck were unveiled last year, and those are nowhere near coming out. The Model Y was announced, last year or something or other, and that's not even close to coming out yet either. So it's like, it's cool. The hype is cool, and I'm blown away. Elon Musk is a genius when it comes to creating hype and shedding showing the world new ideas for sure. But I don't know. I'm not going to hold my breath on the Cybertruck, essentially. I think it could be cool, but we shall see. But yeah, that was really my comments on that. One thing, this is just my personal life. That's the other thing about this podcast. I want to talk about my personal life, and I want to talk about things that matter to me that aren't even essentially, they're not even essentially, relevant to the car world, but it maybe will help you get a better idea of me. I got a Fitbit. What is this? Oh, no. I'm still getting used to it. I got a Fitbit watch. My girlfriend gave it to me, and it's a smartwatch, and I never thought that I would want a smartwatch. I never actually wanted one. I was just like, it just seems like an extra thing that you'd have to charge. And so the reason I'm bringing this up is I'm going to be wearing them in the reviews now. So if you're wondering what it is, it's a Fitbit something light. Let me see here. No, I don't want Fitbit Premium. No, stop. Jeez. For the audio listeners, I'm using the app right now, and it's the Fitbit Versa Lite. So it's the Versa Lite, and the thing I really like about it is that I can get my text messages through it. So the phone can be in my pocket. I'm doing whatever. It buzzes, and I can look at who texted me, and then see if it's worth getting the phone out of my pocket or not, which most of the time it's not. But if it's Bella, of course it is. And so, yeah. And I also did this cool 80s... That's not going to focus. Oh, yeah, it is. Cool sort of 80s background. You can download a bunch of watch faces. So yeah, I'd actually highly recommend these. It's kind of been fun. I do wear it to sleep. It'll track my sleep and all that stuff. I like it. Yeah, it's just big for the text, but actually I got an idea off of it. So it'll track your heartbeat. When I do a track day, I kind of want to track my own heartbeat and have it down at the bottom of the video. See if I can find a way to overlay it or something. So when I'm going into patience on Audubon Country Club, or like if I go off track or something, you just see a spike of like, freaking out at the wheel. I think that'd be kind of fun. But yeah, this has just been a big sort of adjustment to my life. But if you see it in videos, that's what that is. It's the Versa Lite Fitbit. Also, I changed up the wardrobe for the 2020 reviews. So starting with the Tahoe review, you'll see that I have 4 different colored t-shirts. I made pocket tees with my logo on them. And I'm going to be sort of interchanging them. A couple reasons for that. First of all is I found out that I didn't find out, I just saw that the gray shirts that I had last year, which I would just wash before every review, and they got real ratty real quick. That's one reason I have 4 of them now. But also, like the C230 compressor review, those interiors are so light gray that I would blend into them very easily. And so, yeah. Should I start a different YouTube channel for podcast highlights? I literally just thought of that right now. Maybe I'll think about doing that. Also, if you're listening this far, first of all, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Second of all, if you are any sort of music designer, graphic designer, video editor, any sort of talent that can help out with this whole shebang, let me know. And yeah, I'd like an intro song. I need intro songs done, and maybe some graphics. Because in the past, I want to be clear, I have done everything on this channel. I've never paid for a channel banner, channel art. I've never had anyone else edit a video. In like the Ford Festiva review, the owner had a drone, so I used some of that drone footage. But like, other than that, I've done everything. I'm not good at music. I cannot. I've tried and I've tried and I've tried, and I've watched the video on how to make the Stranger Things theme song on GarageBand so many times. I can't master it. I'm very, very bad at music. When I was in third grade, I took piano lessons for a year, had a piano recital, I think just playing Ode to Joy or something. Something like that. Or maybe it was when the Saints Come Marching In or something. I remember some other kid in the group, because we all had the same piano teacher, and every year she would rent out like a little space, and all of her students would come and play something. There was a kid who played on the guitar, The Pretender, I think by the Foo Fighters. I don't know why it's stuck in my mind. It was like a little room, probably like the size of my basement, and all of the parents would come in, and yeah, my brother and I played a song, because my brother played guitar and I played piano for 1 year. I was just bad at it. I would always hit the keys like this, not like straight down. You're supposed to go straight down with the keys. I would just flat finger them. And then 2 years ago, I got a ukulele to play a song for my girlfriend. Never, ever, ever got good at it. I tried pretty hard at it. I got the first part down. It was You and I by Ingrid Michaelson. Look up the song, You and I, space, Ingrid. It'll come up. I tried to learn that song. I got the first part down, and then I tried to sing with it. And like I said, I was a choir kid. Had a couple solos. Not to brag. I'm not a good singer, but I can hold a tune. It is impossible to sing and play a ukulele. I genuinely do not know how people do it. The second I went, I don't even remember the first line. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I don't even remember it. As soon as I started putting words into it, my hands messed up. I think I pooped my pants, and that was that. So yeah, that's the other thing. I feel like with my podcast, I might say a couple swear words. Because in my real life, I do say swear words. Because I'm a human being. But I try not to in my videos, just because I always think about, what if someone overhears it, and maybe a kid is, watching it, and his parents come by and they're like, not anymore, you're not watching that loser from Chicago. So yeah, I try not to swear, but it's slipped out every once in a while. If you watch the blooper reel, I censored a couple swears. And unfortunately, I didn't review it this year, but it was called the Slam Ram, but it was a 1991 Dodge Ram 150 that was slammed. It had a Nissan Skyline muffler on it. And I was driving it, and I just let it fly for a second, and I had to stop myself and go, I don't swear in my videos. What am I talking? Like, why am I doing that? So that was funny. But speaking of which, 2020 and being from Chicago, hopefully have some travel plans this year. Last year I didn't step on an airplane, which I know sounds super, super privileged and super, super egotistical. But like, I love traveling, and so this year I'm really going to try to devote a lot of my money to traveling. Probably putting off the RX-7. Not a whole lot, but I don't think I'm going to go crazy on the RX-7, just because I wanna travel more. It genuinely made me sad that last year I didn't. I went to Ohio to see Ian and film his cars, which hopefully should happen again this year because I know he's working on uh, the Duramax 240 swap. Huracan Ian, if you guys don't follow him, definitely give him a follow on YouTube and Instagram. Huracan Ian. As per his name, the Audi R8 that I drove last year, he traded in for a Lamborghini Huracan. So hopefully we can work something out, and hopefully I'll be able to go out there. I always say hopefully because in this industry, I hate saying that too. Reviewing cars, stuff always falls through. Always falls through. It falls through constantly. If I never had a review fall through, I would easily be up at 450 reviews. Easily. It's just people flake, things happen, situations change, that sort of thing. And so that's why I say hopefully I'll be able to get back out to Ian and film that Huracan hopefully this year. Um, Hopefully I might be doing some stuff in New York. Not too sure about that. But then I am going out to Colorado in May. If you guys are out in Colorado and you have a cool car for me to review, let me know. I'll be in the Denver Boulder area. Um, and then I'm going to try to make it out to 7 stock this year. Because I do graduate from college in May, so this fall I don't really have any plans. Just create content. And so my goal is to hopefully go out to California. And honestly, this is like a pipe dream of mine. I want to just live out there for like a week or two, surrounding 7 stock. If I could, I would love to live out there for like a month. Um, I don't know financially if that's really a thing, but my goal is to definitely go out to 7 stock this year with or without the RX-7. At one point, I do want to drive the RX-7 out there, but yeah. Because here's the thing: is that I love Los Angeles. I went there last year. I saw Los Angeles once, but then last year I actually went to Los Angeles, and we stayed a couple nights there. We went to the Peterson Auto Museum. Then there was 7 stock. Um, and I just had a blast. And I listened to a lot of Los Angeles-based podcasts, a lot of comedy podcasts. The Comedy Store is there. I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan and Your Mom's House podcast and The Fighter and the Kid, all that stuff. It's all kind of centralized in Los Angeles, and I've always been a big fan of movies, and I've always been a big fan of television, and just, I mean, it's a city of dreams, really. And I know that I know that I don't want to live there my whole life. I don't want to raise kids there. I don't want to have a family there. It's too expensive, too upbeat, too. I don't know. It's a very different atmosphere. I remember, we had a Kia Soul rental car that I reviewed, but the footage went corrupt, so didn't ever post it. Stupid. But I remember I took it on I think it was the 405 highway. You California people know about that. And it was like 11 o'clock at night, and it was bumper to bumper traffic. And I was like, but then broke away. It was like 11:30 or midnight. I drove up on Mulholland Drive. We were staying in Studio City. We were right by the valley. I drove down. Yeah, I GPSed the Comedy Store. I just want to see it in person. So I drove past the Comedy Store 8 minutes away, and the Hollywood sign was like 11 minutes. So everything's so close. And at night you can really get around. I know during the day it's crazy, but I don't know. I just kind of want to. I want to live in LA for a little bit. I just want to get it out of my system. So I would absolutely love to do that next year, or well, this year actually. I don't know. I just want to get it out of my system, and I think I can handle LA for a little while as a change of pace. Really hone in. I know a lot of you guys live in Southern California, and I would spend my time just reviewing cars there and going to car things and doing car stuff in LA. I mean, really, that's it. Literally, my vision is just find like a little loft, like a little Airbnb for 2 weeks. Let's say 2 weeks. I go out, film cars during the day, go to the Peterson Auto Museum again. I love that place. That was the most well spent money by my dad. That whole trip. I think the Peterson Auto Museum was just awesome. I have some video of that up on the channel. I didn't vlog or anything, but I did see some cool cars there, and that's up on the channel. If you search Peterson Auto Museum, PETSER. Wait, Peterson with E's. Peter SEN. Yeah. And then at the night, go to the comedy store or the Ice House. Because I love stand up comedy. I think it's honestly, there's a little part of me that just I wish I could do stand up comedy. I wish I had that ability. I don't think I do, and I don't think I have the drive, or honestly, I don't have. I don't accept like full rejection too well. Criticism I can handle, but full on rejection is not in my wheelhouse. So I think I'd be pretty devastated with that industry, just hearing about how tough and how cutthroat it is. But then yeah, so is YouTube. I mean, it's challenging, it's hard, and so yeah, I just went on a tangent about Los Angeles. I love Los Angeles, but hopefully, if you guys are in the Southern California area, let's film. I want to review your car. That's the thing. I also want to go out to Portland this year. I want to go out in Portland, see all the rotary stuff out there. There's a rotary, or like I think it's a Wankel workshop or rotary workshop. I want to go out there, but they always do it the weekend of my girlfriend's birthday. So that's usually a no-go. But yeah. So I don't know. I don't literally I just sound like the biggest crazy person. West Coast, East Coast. I don't know where I'm going this year. I also want to go up to Ontario because I got offered a Volkswagen bus, like an 80s one, not like the old one, but the 80s one up in Ontario. And it's not too far. It's about 8 hours from here. So I could do that Airbnb and drive home. So yeah, I don't know. I just want 2020 to be the year of travels and the year of fun. And I just want this channel to really... I want you guys to feel like you know me. Even though I don't know many of you. And I wish I could. I would love to get to know each and every one of you. But I know that it's hard. And so I really want my personality to come through this year. This sounds so egotistical. I mean, like, I'm not saying I have the best personality in the world, but I just get a lot when people come over from Jin GM's channel, they go, why are you so monotone now? Why are you so... What happened? Are you sad now? And I'm not sad. I'm just trying to be serious and professional. And I think that there's a happy medium between... I still want to be serious and professional and taken seriously by companies, taken seriously by peers and other YouTubers. But I want to have fun with it because I genuinely, really, really enjoy this stuff. I right now have the best job in the world. Tomorrow morning I'm waking up at 8 a.m., which is not the best part. I'm waking up at 8 a.m. tomorrow to go film 3 cars, hopefully one of which is a 2020 Porsche Panamera. We'll see. I don't think it'll be up before the next podcast, so we can talk about that next podcast. But yeah, and then I'm done filming by noon. So I come home, I let my dog out, I eat lunch with her, my dog that is. She's very nosy. She's a Portuguese water dog. She's almost 2 years old. She's the cutest thing in the whole world. But But I always come home, I let her out. I throw a podcast on the Apple TV. I kind of hang out, and that's it. And then I usually edit for the rest of the night. I think I have a date tomorrow night. And so I mean that'll be that. But like it's a great job where it offers flexibility, creativity, and it's something that I love. There is, of course, downsides. I don't want it to seem like there's not any downsides. The downside is I'm on my own. I don't have a big network behind me. I don't have a 401k. I don't have, really any job security. If YouTube wants to turn off monetization, okay. I'm out money. That's it. That is it. And so while yes, it does, the saying the grass is always greener I think is really true because I have my best friend growing up, Andrew. He works a desk job for an insurance company in Chicago. And he's always like, I hate my job, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's just a boring desk job, whatever. But I'm like, but you have security. That building is going to be there every single day. Pretty much. I mean, unless the building's going to be there every day. The boss is going to be there every day. Your paychecks are going to come every 2 weeks. There's going to be clients. There's going to be things to do. I could wake up tomorrow morning, Toyota calls me and say, hey, we're not going to give you any more cars. And I go, okay, that's fine. And I've gotten that phone call before. I've gotten that phone call in the past where I was actually out filming a different car and I got a call from a company and they said, we're good. We no more, we're good. And it wasn't a bad breakup. It was at first, but I don't know. I spoke my opinion, they gave theirs, and we came to a pretty mutual agreement. But I've gotten that call where they're like, hey, we're not going to give you any more cars. And I'm very fortunate enough to my relationship with Toyota. They're very solid people. I mean, the woman that I work with, the representative for Toyota that I go to, I ask for cars for, we talk on a decently regular basis. She asked me about my holiday plans and I would consider her the closest thing to a coworker that I have. And so I'm not worried about that. But what I'm saying is I could very easily wake up and no one gives me any cars to review. I could very easily wake up and my RX-7 could get stolen. It could get crushed. Something with the red car could happen, where I find something unfixable. And so, while yes, I love doing this. This is amazing. And I think this is the right path for me. I really do. It's tough because there's so much uncertainty. Even in reviews, some people will be like, why are you reviewing average cars? And there's two reasons for that. First of all, I think I clinically have an issue where I think a 2002 Kia Rio, which someone recently offered to me, a 2002 Kia Rio, that sounds so cool to me. I've never driven one. What's that like? Why did Kia make that car that way? Why did they put that button there? Why was it cheaper that they put the button there? Were they going for efficiency, or did they splurge a little and give us a power sunroof? I don't know, things like that. First and foremost, but second of all, I'm being genuine. I have no idea what's going to blow up on this platform. I don't know what's going to get views. Well, I knew that the Girls in RX-7 video was going to get views. And it did. But genuinely, besides that, I don't know what's going to get views. One of my top earners right now is a 2019 Toyota Yaris review. A base model Toyota Yaris. I didn't expect that. Even more unexpected, another one of my top earners this month, or really December, was a 2007 BMW 328i that I reviewed a year prior. It was like September of 2018 I reviewed that car. It's a tank. It get views. It gets views solid. Why? Why a 2007 BMW 328i when I have 2018 and 2019 BMW reviews? Or I have 1980. I have a 1987 BMW review. I have a 1993 BMW review. I have a 1996 BMW review. I have a 2002 BMW M3 review. I have a 2009 BMW M3 review. Excuse my burp. Why aren't those getting more views? Why is it the 328i? Is it because it was a decent spec and those are a little bit over 10 years old so you can find them cheaper? Are people searching up those as cheaper alternatives? I don't know. And so that's why I review anything I can get my hands on. And going off of that, everyone's like, "Oh, hey, you should review this. You should review that." I've gotten so many requests, "Hey, please review the Toyota Supra." 100%. I can't get my hands on one. The Toyota dealer doesn't want me putting miles on brand new ones because when a person custom orders a Supra, it should come with the 2 or 3 miles, not 15 or 16 that I put on or whatever. And I get that 100%. But as soon as Toyota gets a used one in, they said it's all green lights. But people are like, "Oh, can you review this? Can you review that?" Yes. Give me the keys. Find me one. Please. I'll review anything with wheels and a motor. As a matter of fact, I once reviewed a golf cart, but I think I privatized that video because it was so bad. This was like 4 or 5 years ago. It was real bad. And I actually got offered I think like a Ninja motorcycle, but I don't have a motorcycles license. I'll never have a motorcycles license. I will only ever own one motorcycle, and that's the Suzuki RE5 because it's a rotary. But I'll never ride it. I'll just park it and put it in my museum that I'm going to build one day to Mazda's, along with Ryan Berg. Shout out Ryan Berg down in St. Louis. But yeah, that's my rant on that. This has been a great first episode. First episode back. I'm still going to number this 23 or whatever. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Instagram at shooting_cars. I'm going to be creating a Twitter, and I actually created a TikTok account. So watch out for that stuff. Reason I created a TikTok account is because I posted one thing on there, and it got like 1,000 views like instantly. And so if I can pull more people towards the channel without using clickbait, that's the goal. Speaking of clickbait, I'm changing up the reviews titles. The reviews are now, like the new one is 2010 Chevy Tahoe review dash the best generation of Chevy Tahoe. I'm going to start adding subtitles essentially, or like secondary titles, second half of the titles, hopefully to draw more eyes, and hopefully someone will be like, "Oh, why is it the best generation?" I do explain that in the video. Shout out Wayne Cherry. And so, yeah. So that's another change for the reviews. But yeah, I think that's it. I was going to talk about... I'll talk about it a little bit. Actually, the night I filmed this, I actually went out to the Volo Auto Museum, VOLO Auto Museum in Northern Illinois. I'd highly recommend checking it out. This is not an ad or anything. Although, if you do want to sponsor the podcast... email me, text me. My info is down below. Trying to get sponsors on this thing. Definitely go check out the Volo Auto Museum if you like movie cars or American cars. They didn't have like any Japanese stuff. They didn't have a single RX-7 or a single Datsun or anything like that. But a lot of cool movie cars. They have a Countach and a Diablo, and it's like $16 to get in. I think kids are like $7 or something. But I did that tonight, and I thought I'd talk about it a lot more, and I just dropped the cap to my water bottle. So I think it's time to end. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys are excited about 2020 like I am. I'm really, really hyped. So Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Take care, guys.